If you want to own your own business and work for yourself, this video is for you. I'm John, I own Murgs, it's a CrossFit and weightlifting brand, and we've been in business since 2018. I say we, I use we all the time. There is no we, there's only me. I work from home, there's no investors, there's no silly amounts of capital, just a normal guy that runs a business, and it worked. So my goal is to share things with you that will help you leave your job, leave the 9 to 5. I've been full-time now for nearly 2.5 years, and the business has done best part of $1 million in sales. So I know a little bit about what I'm doing, but at the same time, I'm trying to keep it real, trying to keep it honest. Never mind all these gurus of all this, oh, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and they're sat up in their ivory towers telling other people to do all this. No. We're here on the ground, boots on the ground, and we're getting things done. Something that I have fallen victim to many times, that it's that your business needs better. It doesn't need new. And you might be thinking, well, of course it needs to be better. Yeah, it does. But the reason this has been so impactful for me is, I'll tell you what I do. So I'll start a thing. I'll start advertising on Facebook. Let's start from the beginning. So I spend a lot of money on Facebook and Meta ads, Instagram and Facebook. And there's been times when you build a campaign, you spend a few days on it, you're like, this is going to be brilliant, this is fantastic. You launch it. A week goes by, and your average cost per purchase, so how much you spent to make a sale, and it's like, wow, we spent £40 to sell something for 60. That is called a loss. It's like, you can't do that. But at the same time, sometimes you run ads, and they can be really effective at like, oh, there's a police car coming, I'll get out the way. Sometimes you can run ads and they can be remarkably effective, getting like a £10 to £15 cost per purchase to sell something for £60. That's great. That's business. That's how it's meant to work. There's been times in the past where things don't go to plan, and I can be very quick to change things, which is just, it's no good. Like if I've done it before, where I've been running a few different Facebook ads, I'm trialing different things, I'm testing this, I'm testing that. Does this work? And then after a week or two, I get disheartened, and I'm like, maybe Facebook ads just aren't for me. Maybe that's just not for my business, not for my style, not for my audience. Let's try something else. So I'll jump over to TikTok ads. And then, lo and behold, of course they don't work. It's not that customers don't buy from adverts for my business, and this applies to you too, because I'm sure you've thought it, been like, ads just don't work for us. No, they will. They just need to resonate with the audience well, and it is just a giant case of trial and error. I mean, I look on my Facebook ads account, and I've spent, I think, nearly £100,000, and you're like, wow, that's a lot. That is a lot. And there's some numbers in that account where they're abysmal. They are absolutely shocking. Like I say, we're looking at £50 cost per purchases for 4 purchases. I spent £200, we made 4 sales. And you're like, wow, that is shocking. But it turns out the advertising account needs more data. It needs more stuff. Your advertising message just needs tweaking, or your offer just needs tweaking. And that's what it means by better. So when I changed my advertising strategy, the ads were much of a muchness. They were very similar. They were nothing too crazy. It weren't like we were running image ads and now we're running some sort of weird new style of, no, the image and video ads, just adverts, right? But yeah, there's been some ads on that account that have been terrible. And the way that I corrected it was, the ads seemingly were fine. It was just the offer that we were putting forward that wasn't very effective. Now with a better offer, in other words, instead of, come on, buy our knee sleeves, they're very good. It's, come on, buy our knee sleeves, they're very good, and get a free XYZ. It's going down a storm. It's so incredibly impressive. I'm shocked that it's never been the ads. It's been what the deal is. Is it a good enough deal for someone to go, wow, yeah, and click over? But the same applies to other things. It's kind of like your website or anything. It's so easy to try new. It's easy to look at your website and be like, it's not making enough sales. It must be the website. It's like, no, it's probably not. It's probably not. You just need to keep refining things and improving things. I've only learned now, it's taken me so long to realize you don't need to have hundreds of products on your store for it to be attractive to customers. At this point, Murgs is essentially a knee sleeves brand that has a few different accessories. I've always heard that one product, one channel, one target customer is all you need. And at first I was like, no, that's a little bit 2D, that's a little shallow. You need at least some. No, you don't. You don't need much more at all. As long as the product's good and people are satisfied, that's all that matters. In the same way when you make videos on YouTube, all YouTube rewards is customer satisfaction. It wants to make sure the people that are getting the end product are happy. And if you do that in your business, you make sure the end customer is happy. What's wrong with that? That's it, right? That's all we're trying to do. I got caught up in trying to solve too many problems. I was like, oh great, we've got knee sleeves sorted. What else? And then we moved on to something else, weightlifting belts, and then this, and then that, and then this, and then that. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's nice to have a bit of a range, so where people who are diehard customers, who do love one of your products, can go and buy more. You always need a few more. But at the same time, you go into some, especially clothing brands, they do it. You'll go onto Gymshark's website, and there might be 6,000 items. 6,000 items? Never mind, some of those will be t-shirts and shorts, and they'll all have these different variations and SKUs, and it's like, oh God, there might be 5 each. There might be 30,000 SKUs. But don't look at that as the goal. They got there by necessity. They were like, oh, we need more things to sell to the same people because we're so big, we're running out of people. You're like, that's why you do it differently. Whereas for us, small businesses, we just want a really good product. And people get mixed up. There's the difference between simple and easy. Business is simple. It really is. It's so simple. You just sell things for more than you bought them, right? That's all we're doing. But is it easy? No, absolutely not. It is so the opposite of easy. It's shocking, to be honest, because it's absolutely not easy at all. Because you're adding all these other complications and other things. But yeah, so we just need to keep making things better. I think that's just the core message of this video. Is try and just do things better. Learn. This is another thing I do, a trick that I use. And like I say, this is not that I found the best way to do things. This is just the way I found that works for me. Because a lot of it is just trial and error. But if you get to a point on a day where you're working either in an evening when you're trying to leave your job, or you've just left your job and you're just trying to keep going, sometimes if you've run out of steam or run out of motivation, change it up. Stop grinding on the business and start learning. Start making you better. Think about it. If you were outside building something out of wood and you had really crappy tools, at first you can make a start with crappy tools. You really can. If you had a chisel that weren't very sharp, you can make a start doing something. But after a while, the only thing holding you back, it's not the materials, it's the chisel. With a better chisel or upgraded it to something sharper or better or faster, you are the tool. That is you. So upgrade you, because that's all you're doing. Upgrade you and try different things. But bear in mind, you don't have to pay for anything. Every bit of information on the internet is there to start and run and maintain a business. You can get help. If you need help, you can get help. I offer help to those that need it. But it's not the information that is for sale. It's the specific implementation. So bear that in mind as well. People will try and sell you their time and efforts. And if you're just leaving your job or just trying to start a business, you might not need that expense. And that's fine too. Mentorship can be very useful. But what I'm saying is don't waste your money. There's a lot of people who sell the dream. They sell, this is amazing, you'll make 10 grand in your first month, and if not, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. No, don't leave your job with the expectation of making 10 grand in any month. That is an unfathomable amount of money. And the amount of people that normalise £10,000 or dollars per month, like you just got to work harder and hustle and grind, and no, bullshit. Because I mean, maybe that's fine for a 23-year-old who lives at home with the mum and dad that is doing this full time and has nothing else to do. That could be something that you can achieve. Fantastic, great, good for you. But I've got a house and a mortgage and a wife and twins age 3. They went 3 last weekend. And friends and family, and I like to go to the gym and do things. No, my life does not just contain grinding into a business. It doesn't. I do the business so I can live my life. I don't live my life to do the business. The business is meant to complement my existence, right? My existence is not to work. And at the same time, somebody left a comment recently saying, wow, and I'm very open and honest about this because it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I make £3,000 a month. And somebody said, do you do anything else? You should make more than that. That's not that much money. And I'm thinking, I live in a reasonably low cost of living area. I live within my means. I don't spend more than I earn. I can save out of that. I work not that much, I'll be honest. Per week, 25 hours, maybe 30 hours a week, if that. Like, to come out with £3,000 on a 25-hour work week, I don't know. Part of my pay is time. Clearly, I get paid in time. And could I work more? Partially, yeah, probably. I could kick my own arse and do more in an evening and get bits and bats done then. But you've just got to make the business work for you. Why do you do this? Because if it is to drive a Lamborghini, then you're on a different track. Because what I do to run a normal lifestyle business does not yield Lamborghinis. It doesn't. I don't even want a Lamborghini. I like my Audi A6 and my things. I don't need fancier things to feel like I'm... The amount of money you make or have shouldn't be part of your identity. I find that a little bit sad when there's people that attach a certain thing to their identity, like that's who they are, like I'm wealthy and that's what they want you to know. It's the same way that people joke about that in CrossFit. CrossFitters, how do you know someone does CrossFit? They'll tell you. It's really funny. And vegans get the same sort of thing. And there's a few different groups that get that sort of label because it's like, yeah, they'll tell you. Just have a look at why. Why do you do this? Why do you want to do this? Because for me, the end goal has always been freedom. It's been time. It's been able to do what I want with my own time. It's just that flexibility for life. I mean, we're going away in a few weeks, and it didn't matter which week of the year it was. We can go away. I will be there. Like, I will bring a laptop. That's all I need. I could manage for a week away with just a phone. And that's not even because I've got some sort of super fancy phone. No, I just don't need an awful lot. Like, suppliers I can get to on WhatsApp and email. Customers, email. Like, what do I need a computer for? All right, there might need to be a few different graphics and a few bits and bats set before I go, but that's part of it. That's fine. In the same way that if you had a week off a normal job, you might have some bits and bats to do before you go and catch up when you get back. It's just the same. So yeah, just try and take stock of your priorities. Why do you do this? What is the purpose? And this is not me saying don't chase money if that's what you want. If that's what you want, great. Like, you do you. As long as it's legal and nobody's a victim, then, at some point, like, I don't know, if everybody's happy, you make your money. But if you're earning the money to be happy, I think you'll be disappointed. And that's not because I've got loads of money and I'm like, I know. No, I feel like I've got a reasonable level of wisdom for my age. I'm 29. And how many times have we heard that money won't make you happy? Loads. In films and TV and media and interviews and documentaries. And money doesn't make you happy. If you have a shitty, miserable life with no family and friends, you will live a shitty, miserable life with no family and friends and money. What use is that? That sounds just the same. Shitty and miserable, right? So, yeah, try and evaluate what this is all for. And keep in mind, better beats new. We don't need new. It's easy to jump to new. I jump to new all the time. That's a common trait of mine. But we don't need new. Anyways, I'm going to get cracking, get these parcels posted, get back to work, and catch up with you guys maybe tomorrow. Adios!